Hello there. Are you wondering why people are so into this China topics, and also what is life in China? Can I survive in I used to think about this, and I used to actually, ask myself a lot of questions. And POV, guys, we are in China, and a whole lot of things happen every day here. And yes, it takes one person's decision to actually decide if he or she wants to adapt, wants to keep learning new things, or just want to give up here in China. So today's a video is gonna be about how you can truly survive in China in 2024 in probably all aspects of living in China. And yes, I would say more on that after the introduction. But before the introduction, I want you all just to please stick around, get your popcorn if you have one, get your lemonade or whatever drink you love to drink, because this definitely would not be a very long video, but it's gonna be an entertaining one. And if you're watching, probably you're busy with something else, just turn on your volume to the highest, or you listen with your earpiece so you can get most and every little details I'm gonna share with us today. So please don't forget to also subscribe, share to someone today so they can have this useful information. I'm gonna see you after the interview.
Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification button and the like button, and bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.
Alright, so welcome again. I'm Jane Bernard, and if this is your first time of tuning into my podcast or even watching my videos on probably whatever platform you're watching this at this point, you're welcome. And I'm gonna tell you a brief about my channel. My channel was founded some years ago, and it inspired me to teach other people and like you watching this right now about how you can survive in China as probably a student or even working here in China, because it's more like we face almost the same difficulties and also we desire almost the same answers. So on today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with us how we can actually survive here in China in 2024, the tricks, my personal tricks, and also how we can try to adapt to life here in China when it comes to living in China. I'm not talking about studies today. I'm not talking about working in China. I'm not talking about the government, okay? Because I'm from the Western countries, and living here in Asia, China, most especially being a communist country, is a way different ballgame. So I am not going to be talking about that today. I'm going to be talking about how you can live basically in China. So my first thing here, I really don't want this to be like a rush video. I want us to cool down, calm down. You can even share this video with your friends so you can watch together. Whatever time you're watching this, I want you to just chill, take a deep breath and listen to me, because I know I really love what I'm doing and I love to make this video for all of you guys. And for you watching this today, probably seeking answers to why a lot of things are happening in China, and probably you're from also the Western country, please listen. Okay, so the first thing here today I would like to say is to chill. All right, just chill. Probably this is the first time I'm coming to China, and I understand that cultural shock will hit you right from the airport. Either you're coming from Beijing airport or at the Guangzhou airport or even the Shanghai, Shenzhen airport. I'm not sure where you're going to land from, but I would like to tell you to please calm down, because someone might step on your toes at the airport, and that might be your first impression about China. Well, I would like to tell you that China is not really as hard as people seem to take it, because when we watch the Western media, they portray China as probably the most disgusting and insufficient country and unsafe country in the whole wide world, that
not
The war going on at this point, yeah, but as someone that has lived in China for 4.5 years, I would love to say that China is the safest, probably one of the safest countries in the world, literally. Right. So, that is one thing. Just calm down. Try to understand that being in a new place for the first time apparently might not go always as smooth as we might want or expect. Yes. Number 2 is that I really urge you to learn basic Chinese before coming to China, or if you're already in China. And this video will not only be for people that are not in China. This is also for you all and for all of us already in China. Yeah, you might be very fluent in Mandarin. That is amazing. But if you're not, I still urge you to push on to learning that, because that makes a whole lot very easy for us here in China. And number 3 would be try to communicate. Okay, try to communicate with the locals. I cannot really emphasize this because I feel like a lot of things might be going on here, and you may want to, get caught up with the whole attitude and the cultural differences going on here, and you'd be like, oh, you know what, China is not my style. I just want to live here. I just want to pay my bills. I just want to make sure I live here in peace and just get out when I want to. Well, I'm sometimes like that. I wouldn't say always like that, because you know what, I just want to pay my bills. I just want to do this. I don't want to hang out with the locals or even foreigners, stuff like that. But to be honest, from my experience, I would like to tell you that do not go that path. Okay, do not go that path. Try to mingle with people when necessary. Trying to communicate with, the foreigners. I understand that for the locals, it's quite challenging to get along with the Chinese people. Yeah, a lot of them are educated. However, on the other side, it's also very annoying to know that some of the Chinese people are not always, friendly, which means that you might be probably wondering why you're still here in China and if you can even survive a day or two here. Yes, the answer is yes. And no matter what, probably 1 or 2 people try to do to you, that doesn't mean there are not a lot of nice Chinese people out there. There are way tons of Chinese people out there that are still willing to be nice to you. And you cannot know that until you communicate with probably thousands of them. Yeah, so my number 4th point here goes to the workers here in China. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to the students part. So if you're working here in China, I would like to tell you that it may not be totally same with the Western country, the Eastern part of the world, Australia, and just different cultures, different attitude, right? So there are different, even here in China, there are different bosses. Okay, there are different bosses and a different way they approach to things. So if you're coming here in China and you want to probably have the same expectation for everybody, unfortunately, that might really, I don't know how to say it, but you might be very disappointed. So do not take your hopes high and try to be like water. Being like water means that you have to be very flexible with your choices, with the way you handle things here. I got to learn things very late, okay, because, I'm a student here and I've started my master's degree, but I was doing my bachelor's and I've heard thousands of stories online. I've watched videos, short videos, and I've also, talked with people through my podcast channel that are working, on their experiences. And if you've not watched my podcast channel's videos, I have a podcast, playlist here on my YouTube channel. Just go to the podcast session or look for the playlist called the Talk with JB podcast, and you're gonna see a full video of my podcast, different topics and different, aspects of life in China, in world, like in life, just different things, you guys. I know that this channel is very, very filled with educational things for all of us. So, that's my fourth part. Do not be so stagnant to, one expectation. Just be free. So my fifth point here today is gonna be that we should try to leave the mindsets we came with. Okay, even if you learn a lot of things about China, there are still some things that might be very interesting to you, or might be very open to you, or might be very new, totally new to you. So if you still want to stick with the expectation you came with and do not want to adjust to things we have been seeing here, and you still probably will see here, like the government policy, the laws, the change in everything, you know what I'm saying, right? So all those things, I feel like we should try to, like I said the other time, be like water. Be like water, expect the unexpectancies, and be free with your choices and be open-minded. The number 6 point here today is just to relax. The first one was chill, and now is relax. So relaxing in what sense, right? There's this notion about visa problems in China, and well, if you're legal here, right, and you're legally doing things in China, probably legally studying in China, and working in China, it gets a lot better. Okay, there's security here, there's peace here, and there are a lot of places in China also that you can get some things you might not get in Western country. Yes, that's very true. And I would definitely say something about it's
Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification button and like button.